This is what most Saturday mornings look like in we're calling it the Mukbel household now. I feel sorry for feel sorry? Our dog, obviously where we work in the week, she loves it on the weekends because we're just home. Nala, ragdoll! 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 Get it! Yeah, good girl. What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. We are 48 days out today from show number 1, so just under 7 weeks. So it's getting crazy now, it's getting crunch time, it's getting really real, and it's going quick. But yeah, so 48 days out today from show number 1. I have booked up the show. My entry's done, paid for, tanning's paid for, Airbnb's all booked up, so that was really exciting. So I cannot wait for that. And there's been a little change to the show schedule this year as well. The next show after this first show is the PCA British Finals, which I'll be competing in the pro class this year, which is going to be awesome. I competed at the British last year. We won the classic medium, we won the pro card, so it'll be really exciting. First time actually competing for money as well. The first place is £2,500. So that's pretty cool. I've never ever competed for money. Not that that's like the motivating factor, however, that would be really, really cool, because as we know, preps are super expensive. And it would probably help pay for a lot of the prep as well, if we were able to secure that. But I think second is 1,500 and then third is 1,000 still. So there's not a huge drop off from, first to second to third, which I think is really cool as well. And they do that prize money for each category as well. So that's one of the things I love about the PCA. They treat their athletes so well. And the stage production, the PCA British, is got to be the most beautiful stage in the UK. It looked absolutely fantastic. You've got the large screen on both sides. The stage itself is big, it's beautiful, it's got that sort of like Greek statuesque style. Just an absolutely awesome experience. It's an expo as well, so it's great for friends and family coming down. There's lots to do, lots of stalls and stuff. So yeah, it's literally like I say, it's like a bodybuilder heaven. It's got a really nice pump up area as well with proper machines and kit, so you can get the best pump pre-stage. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And then we have a surprise third show, which I will announce at some point, so stay tuned for that. But that will definitely be the most exciting, the craziest show I have ever done, and I think experience as well in bodybuilding. It'll be a new experience, which I won't say exactly what it is yet. However, I have had to renew my passport to be able to do this show. So yeah, that's to look forward to. So prep's been going. It's it's been tougher, I'll be completely honest, since my last check-in update. The calories have continuously got lower. We've done over 8 weeks of dieting straight now in a deficit. No refeeds, no high days, sadly. Which, I'll be completely honest, I am a bit disappointed at. Not just because I want to stuff my face with food. That's not the case. You know me, I'll always do whatever it takes. However, I put so much effort and consistency and discipline into my off season last year. I feel like my starting point was way leaner than it's ever been before. I managed my cravings so much harder. I said no to so many different foods throughout the off season. Off plans were way less. So I was expecting a bit more of I would say, a better response from the body. But it seems, it's funny, the first 3 weeks I remember making a reel about how well my body was responding. We hadn't really made many changes at all. The body weight was coming down, condition was coming in. And then it just seemed to just stall, to be completely honest. So it was a tough few weeks not a huge amount of movement. The look was improving gradually, but I wouldn't say at the rate I was hoping for. I was even hoping of potentially doing maybe an earlier show this year, but the reality is that is definitely not the case. We've still got more work to do, more digging to do. So it's getting hard. I'll be completely honest. At the moment, I'm putting on a bit of a. I'm trying to bring my energy up for this video because I don't just want to sit here and just groan and complain. But the days are tough in terms of getting my steps done. It's like getting just walking and like standing up and holding myself up normally. It's just a hell of a lot more effort now. I really notice it. But we tick every box regardless. We have not missed a day of steps. We have not missed a session of cardio. We have not, cheat. We never cheat, especially in a prep. But yeah, it's tougher. We're going through it right now. But it's something I choose to do, and there's a clear goal and vision in mind of what I want to achieve, and I'll do whatever it takes to get there. So this is just what that is. But it's something I want to try and I think like reflect on, and think, is there something I can do differently next time to try and achieve that better response through the physique? What could I do differently? And I think that's one of the parts of bodybuilding that's to work on is, don't just do the same thing every single time and accept the same result. Potentially maybe there's things I can do better in the off season to try and bring that better result when it comes to prep time. Because yes, as I've said in the past as well, you need to do what it takes. When you need to push, you will push. However, I understand as well in my experience that being able to have a fresher physique and a good response from the body should ultimately lead to a better look. So, by being able to minimize things like cardio, how long you have to stay in a deficit, how frequently you can have refeeds, in my opinion, that should bring a better, fresher look. Um, but that being said, I don't think like actual muscle fatigue is too high. One thing that's been helping massively is the Pulsio compression boots. I've been using them pretty much every day, and they really have made a difference in terms of how fresh my legs are feeling, and I feel like they're just helping keep that inflammation at bay. I feel like if I didn't have them right now, my legs would be looking softer from just that fatigue build up. Um, but one thing though, compared to last prep, is that cardio is a lot lower. I compared to last time, I think I was doing like 6 sessions of 40 minutes, whereas this time, only just this week, we pushed it up to 35 minutes. Previously, it was 30, but it's only 5 sessions per week. So overall, it's less cardio, which is good. It's a lot more manageable, gives me more time. And in these last few days, I've really just been trying to push my sleep a bit more because that started to take a little bit of a hit the other week, just where I, for a start, I can't seem to sleep in past 5 a.m. And with my busy work schedule in the week, it's very difficult to get everything I need to do done and still get like at least 7 hours sleep. So it was coming down to like six, like, just under six. Whereas like the last sort of like 3-4 days, I've just been trying to just maximize my time management as much as possible and push over those sixes. So I've been pushing more towards those 7 hours again. And I definitely noticed the difference there. Um, and that being said as well, in the last 10 days, since we pushed things, calories have come down. We're about, I think it's like 235, just under 2.4 on a training, which isn't super low, but it's not high by any means. It's tough. Like the food, the hunger is high. Oh, the hunger is definitely high. The weight is coming down now. It's responding. So like I think in the last update I was still in the 91s. As of today, I'm 88.8 kilo. So I'm only zero point 0.8 kilo off the cap, and I would say we've probably got. I mean, I really don't know at this point how much lower my body weight's going to come, but the cap is 88, so definitely will be under that. So it'll be interesting to compare. I was having a look back at previous last year's prep as well, and I think the lowest we got pre carbing up for show was around 82.7 kilo. So we're still a good amount of weight above that, but obviously not in the same condition as we were at that point. So it'd be really interesting to see where we land. Of course, weight isn't everything, but I think it definitely is a factor to consider. And one thing I wanted to ensure is that I definitely brought more muscle mass to the stage this year. But ultimately, the main thing that matters is what you present on stage, regardless of what it takes to get there. Whether you had to do an hour cardio, 20 minutes of cardio, whether you were having a refeed every single week or you didn't have a single refeed, the only thing that matters and the only thing that the judges are judging is the physique that's brought to the stage. And as long as I can be confident that that has improved significantly, then I'll be happy. And then we can take a look back and reflect and see what could we potentially do better next time. So yeah, that being said, it's Saturday today. I've got a haircut because I'm well overdue. I forgot to book one last week. I've been doing fortnightly, but I just booked a load in advance, and I thought I had one booked. Turns out I didn't. So I've got a haircut today, a bit later than normal, 11:15. I like to usually get them like 9 o'clock in the morning. It's like the earliest slot they have, just because nice and fresh, get out the way, and then crack on with like work and stuff. So yeah, I've just managed to schedule around that a bit. And then we have got upper two on the cards today. I'm thinking of going down to a new gym for me, and a fairly new gym in the area. It's called the Mill in Ilminster, but it's really nice. And the owner there, I've seen he's been investing massively in some really good equipment, and he actually put on his story yesterday. The page did that they're getting the Megamass T-bar row as well. So I will be living like within 15 minutes of a Megamass T-bar row, which I'm so excited for. And especially when it comes to next off season as well, because I just want to run that one up. You've probably seen everyone in their nan has a Megamass T-bar row at their gym now. It seems, well, all of the good gyms. So yeah, really excited for that to come. But it's got a load of other good equipment as well, and they kit it out with a really nice posing room, with really good lighting. Looks like it's got good space in there as well. Because one thing I have been slacking on, I'll be completely honest, is routine generation and practice. I have yet to put a routine together, and we're 48 days out, so I really need to get my ass in gear. I said to myself, this weekend I will really try and, put the bones of something together, really decide on what poses I'd like and at least a song, and then I'm confident I can move from there. When I did my PCA British, which is one of my favourite routines, I generated that within like 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm not saying it was like an amazing posing routine, but I was really happy with it. I'm not trying to bring something absolutely crazy in terms of the movement and where it's almost like a dance. As impressive as they are, and I do find them really impressive, I just don't think I'm at that point yet with my posing. I just want to have really good flow, really great transitions, and look fantastic in the poses. It's only 60 seconds as well, so I feel like when you're capped to like a 60-second posing routine, you shouldn't try and do too much in it. When you see like these pro routines where they're doing like 3 to 5 minutes, that's when they can really afford to have more of these impressive transitions and stances and things. Whereas when you're limited to 60 seconds, you really want to showcase your strongest poses. So there's not a lot of time to do that. So I just want to look the best in some really nice aesthetic poses, some ones that you wouldn't see in the mandatory shots. I'm not just looking to do the shots that you do in the comparisons. Do some more classical shots you don't normally see. Showcase them really well. Make sure the flow and the transition between those poses is really good, and then it's in sync and in time with the music as well. And that's what we're looking for. So yeah, I'm confident I'll be able to do that, and we'll get that done. But yeah, so up next, we're going to get our meal two in, which is a measly 40 grams of jasmine rice, dry weight. And I actually can't remember the weight of mince because Jess actually cooks my mince. I'm really lucky to have that. But I've been using actually lean pork mince instead of 5% beef mince. It's practically the same macros, but it's like a third of the price. So if you're looking for cost savings, with the amount of protein we have to eat as bodybuilders, I highly recommend it. It's got a great amino acid profile, contains all the essential amino acids. So yeah, it's actually higher in selenium, I believe, which is good for oxidative stress. And yeah, so yeah, I have that in now, and then probably get some steps in. It'll be time to go for a haircut, come back, pre-workout meal, and then we'll get that upper session. So we're back from the barbers. I was overdue by about a week because I forgot to book in last week, so Very overdue. We're bringing back the bulk this year. It's nice to get a fresh cut when you're not feeling so fresh. So we've got our pre-workout meal now. We've got Elevate creamy rice, I've got the strawberry cheesecake flavour, and then I've got Perform, I can't even remember what it is, cinnamon... Maple waffle. So yeah, got that there. Frozen blueberries to go on top, and then we've got some dark chocolate, and then we're going to absolutely abuse the amount of cinnamon we use, because we're at that point now in the diet where we just do that as bodybuilders. We get this in, and then we're going to go train at, like I said, the new gym today in Ilminster, the mill. Get some post-workout shots, see how we're looking. Hopefully, well, you should be looking a lot leaner than compared to last video, so that'll be good to see. And there we have it, most sacred meal of the day. So, change of plan. We got to the mill, which said it was open 5 till 11 every day, but the door was locked, and it turns out you can't actually get in there unless you've booked up like an appointment or something, so that was a bit annoying. So we wasted like half an hour already, so now we're driving back, and we're going to go back to Progress instead. So yeah, just wasting an hour of our day, which is nice, but exactly what you want on prep. Yeah, well, off to Progress now, get the session done regardless.
Come on. More in the tank, let's go. You got it, you got it, you got it.
So really easy post-workout meal I've got here. Well, it's actually my meal 4. Yeah, meal 4. Well, my post-workout, my final meal later, because it's a bit bigger, so it's just a bit more like satiating before bed. But prawns are so good, especially on a diet for volume. Like if you compare prawns to like say cooked chicken breast, you get a hell of a lot more volume, and they're delicious. So we got king prawns there, 250-gram raw. Then we've got 50 grams of veg, and then we've got 200 grams of potato there as well. So all that for the next meal. When you get to this phase in a bodybuilding prep, when the calories are low, and your body is really just fighting to just sort of sustain itself, to be honest. So things like your mood and emotions and feelings, I'll be completely honest, they take a bit of a hit. And I think for someone like me as well in particular, I've never been the most outgoing person. So for me, even more so, and probably other people like that, they will find that they can become even more closed than normal, because we're just very focused on that one goal of what we want to achieve. And as the days are going on, I'm just feeling myself fall more and more locked in to that end goal and that process. I'm very process driven, target driven. I've always been like that with really anything I do. So it's easy for me to do that. And, you know, I actually in a way like to do that, but you've got to remember as well that there's other people around you and there's people supporting you on this journey. And you need to remember to try and be present for them as well. So that's what I'm doing lately as well, I'm finding. But yeah, the session was decent. Pretty much maintained a couple actual progressions still, which is really, really nice at this point, you know, with food where it's at. And yeah, still 7 weeks to go, so we've got to keep focused, keep pushing on. This is where people will fall off with their training. So when the calories get lower and the energy is not there, the pump, the pressure in the muscle doesn't quite feel the same. It's very easy for them to sort of lay off, whereas this is exactly right now where you need to keep pushing through. You need to keep that intensity, that performance high to retain that muscle. So, you know, the gym sessions at the moment, I'll be completely honest, they're not the most enjoyable. I'm very efficient with them, with my warm-ups. I just want to get that session done. Obviously, the discipline is there, and I'm pushing myself and making sure I take every set to the absolute limit like I need to be doing. But it's not enjoyable in the sense, you know, when you're like in an off season and the food's high and you're training to like really directly grow, it brings that excitement and that fun to it, and you just have that more energy. Whereas now it's kind of like a battle. You know, even just doing steps in the day, as I mentioned earlier, it's just effort. Legs just feel heavier. And one thing I find is like, one thing you'll find when you get to that point in the prep is like, say you want to just sit down on the sofa, where your body's just constantly trying to conserve energy. Instead of just sitting down gradually normally, it gets to like a certain point and then it just wants to just drop and you fall down on the sofa. That's the kind of level of energy deficit that we're at. But we knew exactly what we signed up for. So, and in the grand scheme of things, it's 7 weeks to the first show anyway. But, you know, hopefully we'll get to that point where we kind of reverse. We're not in that strict digging phase where the energy is lower. So yeah, we've got more weeks to go to get through. I'm going to finish up the steps on this walk. It's a nice 5k steps-ish walk, so that should top me off for the rest of the day. Well, it's evening now, so literally come home, shower, final meal of the day, relax for a bit, and then get a nice early night for another nice early morning. We do it all again, although it's a rest day tomorrow, but I've got plenty of check-ins and work to do to keep myself occupied. But yeah, thank you guys for checking in. It really does mean a lot. The support goes a huge way. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's next. So I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave it a like and a thumbs up. Like and a thumbs up. I don't even know what people say at the end of YouTube videos, but I've heard that it does really help, and I'd really like to grow the channel. So yeah, like, comment would go a long way, and I shall see you in the next one.